Now this is dramatic.
This kind of wall is incredibly lame on this front foot. It's also completely covered in manure, so we need to get some of that off the place first. It's actually not as deep as I thought it was. Look at that. Right, so that's not against that. We're getting right out like this. We're going to be here forever. So she needs trimmed off anyway. This needs some height removed. We're planning this off, so let's remove all this rock with the in there with the saw, with the grinder. So we'll start by cleaning off this outer claw. I know that inside claw is in serious need of a block to get up off the ground, so we might as well flatten this off and clean it off at the same time, but just look at how little I'm actually removing. Before moving on to the outer claw, where it can actually reduce some height from this, as soon as we do as well, I start to notice where I believe the problem is. What we do now is get a quick little wall out here in between the two digits before grabbing the knife and getting on with the job. This is where the problem is going to be. I can actually see a difference in the colours before around here. It's slightly severe. I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up because it is such a slight difference, but I believe this will be a hole that will substitute the rest of the foot. Just listen to how hard that is. It's obviously full chunk as well here. It's hard not because the way that he says all the good design because quite frankly it's definitely not. It's hard because it's a sore foot, so she's deliberately keeping it up off the ground, and that in turn is letting it dry out. Wow.
Jeez. We don't want to take this foot down too far because we need to get a block on it, but at the same time it needs to be completely level and dry and free from as much mud as possible. So we're going to reduce the height of this whole heel in an effort to get the weight off this area. But as you can see, this claw is actually larger than the inside claw. So to reduce it enough to get the weight off this foot is going to be a real problem. So we'll use a wooden block just as a temporary measure to allow this foot to thicken up and heal. And hopefully she doesn't have too much wrong with that other foot.
Famous last words. Once we've turned away what we can with the knife, we flatten off that inner claw so that the block glues on nice and tightly and doesn't come loose prematurely.
As you can see, it's covered in pus and all sorts. Doesn't smell too good either. So that was all the way in. In hindsight, it may have been obvious to you that there's a stone wedged right up through the middle of his foot and it's become infected.
I didn't realise it's a stone, like, see there? I thought it was just discoloured before.
It's a razor sharp piece of whinstone, an incredibly strong stone that's local to this part of the world.
Test was great.
I need to know if there's any localised problems though, which is where the hoof test is
The reason I'm not apprehension, I don't know why it's like a lock on this foot if it is sore. I know that's so bloody obvious now, but
the moment of truth, if the bull flinches here, I won't be able to put a block on this foot, and therefore won't be able to get the pain away from the other one. It's a relief that he doesn't flinch in any way, so I can, indeed, stick the block on. First though, I want to trim as much of this loose and detached hoof horn from over the problem area as I possibly can. This hoof horn is incredibly tough, and having a block in position would impair my access, so I hold off and don't immediately fit it. At this point, I'm acutely aware that the bull has been in the crush for an extended period of time, so I do go ahead and apply the block. It needs as much time as possible for this glue to completely cure and have no chance of falling off. This block, for this bull, could literally mean the difference between life and death. We still have a long way to go with this trim though, and we still have stones to remove. Believe it or not, there are more than a few still hiding. In an effort to speed this whole process up, I once again reach for my grinder. The hoof horn is incredibly hard on this bull's foot because he's most likely been standing with it in the air. Any pressure he would put through it would have been absolutely excruciating, and it not being in contact with the ground will have meant that it's been continuously dehydrating.
more stones in there. Seen this? Another stone. Look at that. Made must be sharp as well. No bloody wonder it was sore.
What an almighty mess this is turning out to be. But actually by the end of this trim, I think you might be pleasantly surprised by what his foot looks like. In the background you just overheard Craig telling me that he's actually knocked the horn on his head completely off, something we'll take a little look at later on. That will heal up.
It's turned out beautifully. I'm really happy with it.
Trims like this, where we find an incredibly obvious problem and can really do something about it, are the ones I absolutely live for. This block, coupled with the antibiotic spray and this wrap, will really work wonders for this bull. He's been in the crush for a long time now, and his feet are all in really good condition, but the farmer is slightly worried about some cracks he's spotted.
You mean these cracks? We cracked here? I think it's more dry dirt. I think it's dry dirt. Yeah. See, his feet are nice, and a nice size. I don't want to. Yeah, like double check here, so that nobody wrong them. No, this is totally natural. It's just the same crack.